Coach Sean Nahas ahead of the Courage home matchup against Seattle this week. Coach headed back home after a long road trip out to LA. Just your initial thoughts on a good Seattle team coming to town this weekend?
Yeah, it's always an opposition that poses a lot of challenges and well organized. A lot of veterans, but I think I just worry about us and what we have to do. But yeah, we're expecting a group that's going to come in with a good mentality to come in and get 3 points, and I think that's the way it is every weekend. So I can say the same thing every week. So I just want to focus about us.
5 weeks into the season, as you do focus on you, what have been some of the biggest growth moments that you've seen for your team, and what are some of the things you've really seen the team improve in over the first 5 weeks?
I think just playing on the front foot a little bit more maybe than last year. I think the ability we still have a really good ability to build. We have a good ability to obviously possess, but last year I felt like we were doing it for the sake of doing it at times, which is part of the game too, regardless of what all those wonderful pundits think. But I think this year we're just playing a little bit more on the front foot. We're a little bit more attack-minded in the final third. We're a little bit more flexible in the spaces we want to find and rotate into, and giving the players the trust and confidence to do that. But I don't think we've hit our stride yet. I think we could be better, to put it that way. And in terms of a consistency standpoint, and the positioning and the way we want to play, and the impact that if players do it right, then it's good. If one player doesn't do it right, they're bad. But that's the part of the journey. We're only 5 games in, so I'm not really worried. I think we're ahead of schedule.
And then just specifically about your midfield, you brought in a couple of new pieces this offseason. Obviously, Riley's here, but just now gets to play. As you look at what that midfield has done in the first part of the season, looks like they had a really good game on Sunday. Just what have you seen from your midfield and kind of what they've done to bridge the gap and kind of run the engine of the team?
The way we want to play, the midfield is the brains, and we also need players that can find them, like KK, Malia, Ryan, Felly. And you still need players up top that can be rewarded off of them. So it's not just the midfield, it's a group thing. And you need goalkeepers like Casey, who, we have complete confidence in and doing what her job is. And so, but yeah, I think the midfield is always going to be an important piece of what we do, but teams try and negate it. We know the people to step up and do their job. So, yeah, I think they've been good. But I challenge them every single day to be better.
Thank you. Sean, I wanted to ask about Haley Hopkins. We're going to talk to her in a few minutes, I think. Seems like she's really coming into her own, and her game seems to have grown quite a bit so far this season, but I want to get your thoughts on her progress and how she's fitting in this season with the team.
Yeah, she's definitely more comfortable. I would like, and she knows, just being a little bit more consistent and trusting herself a little bit more. We have complete trust and confidence in her. It's just sometimes that's the hardest thing for players to, they feel like, I'm not saying this is how she feels, but she cares so much that when they team, and I think Haley's done a really good job of stepping in as a young player and having an impact. She's great in the locker room. She's coachable, but at this stage, you have to figure out your weaknesses and how do you improve on it. I think a lot of it is just going to come from in between the ears in terms of trusting herself and believing in herself. But yeah, she's been great, and she's a completely different player than she was when she walked in these doors last year.
It sounds like there's going to be a good crowd on Saturday. You issued a call to the community to come out to games first week of the season. How much does it help to have packed stands here at Wake Med in pushing your team on?
I think it's the most important. I'm tired of going to other clubs and having sold out crowds. That's my personal opinion. Because I see how much it lifts up. Angel City benefited from having 22,000 people. Sorry. But I haven't said it just one week. I'm going to say it every week. That's my true feeling. I have a passion for the club. I have a passion for the game, and I want to grow it. I want to change it. I'll never settle. I'm the same way with myself. I'm the same way with the players. I'll be the same way. The fans are the most important pieces why we play, and we play for them. But in order to do that, when you're home and before we go on a big road trip, to me, it's important that this place is packed, because this place with 10,000 people in it is no different than another place with 22,000 people in it. It's an unbelievable atmosphere. And I know we're all trying, but I'm going to continue to push because that's what the players, and we all know that. For whatever reason, it's not happening consistently. I don't know that I don't know, but I'm sure as heck not going to. I'll always fight for these players, and I'll always make sure that I do it in a way that is still professional. But I'll never be satisfied. You can always be better.
Last one from me. CONCACAF announced the teams that are going to be going to their inaugural Champions Cup for women. The Courage were not included in the lineup, even though you guys won a competitive trophy last year. Are you disappointed that you're not in? Are you happy because it's not more fixtures? What are your thoughts about that?
You have to ask the league. I don't know why we're not in. We're back-to-back Challenge Cup champions. We weren't even in the Challenge Cup this year. So, yeah, you have to ask the league. I'm disappointed for the players. They think they deserve it, my personal opinion. You diminish the value of a trophy. No other league in the world does that. Or just make it simple, the top 3 teams, regardless of trophies, but don't make it up as we go. But I get it. I just feel bad for my players.
I know you mentioned wanting to continue to see the home crowds build. The streak that you all have at home right now, 10, 11, something along those lines. So you've done really well this season, last season. Do you see that kind of stretch, and then do you kind of see a picture of what this home crowd can continue to grow and be? Is that something you kind of almost fantasize about?
I don't fantasize about it because I've seen it. We saw it last year against San Diego. Saw it the year before. Don't think we saw it in the playoff for some odd reason. But look, I know it's a college town. I know it's Canes hockey. But there's a lot of young female footballers in this area. There's a lot of college players in this area. I just know the benefits of it. Like we struggle on the road for a reason. We've always struggled on the road, this club. But it is. I mean, I use Angel City as our most recent game. We had the complete run of play. Their home crowd willed them, and they did well. Don't get me wrong. I thought Becky did a good job with them, and I thought Sarah Gordon was unbelievable. But when you're playing in front of 22 screaming fans that are lifting you up, you are never tired. And teams don't enjoy coming here and playing, and that's in front of 5,000 people. Can you imagine what it's going to be like if it's 10, 8, like anything? But it just makes it more exciting for the players because we're coming off a stretch where, we traveled across the country. So we need that extra little bit, extra little energy. And where do you get that from? You get that from your fans, because they love playing in front of them. And, we just want to represent them in the right way. And hopefully we can get into a consistent habit of that. I don't know why it doesn't happen, but I'll do anything I can to help make it happen. And if that means I have to be vocal about it, I'm not knocking anybody. It's no one's fault. It's just how do we get these fans to, even when we were winning every trophy in the league, we didn't sell this place out. So it's something. But I don't think we're far off either. I don't. I just think we have to push and sacrifice a little bit. Because once you get them, from what I've heard, people want to come back. So.
I know Roush picked up her first NWSL point against in LA.
Yeah.
Just what have you seen from her as she continues to transition to the Courage and how big?
Yeah, it's. I think it was good for her. I know it was off a set piece, but it was a good delivery. I think the thing for Phil is look, she's coming in, new country, new league. She's a true pro. She's played at the highest level, World Cup, Champions League. She brings a wealth of experience to us. She cares so much. She's playing with a smile on her face. We're asking her to do something different than what she maybe is normal, so that's a little bit uneasy for her. But it's only going to help her develop. But yeah, I think what she's done has been tremendous, and we haven't been able to get her a rest yet. With Sid being out, that hasn't helped. So we're just trying to manage it a little bit. This next week is going to be really interesting in that regard. But yeah, she's been great. She's been an absolute joy to coach, and yeah, I think she's adjusted quite well.
All good. Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
All right, thanks.